Everybody, Steve Schirmer here, the Golf Gambling Podcast with your one and done picks for the 2024 Valero Texas Open. I was off last week on vacation, so I didn't put out a one and done video. You know what? Probably good for you because the guy I picked missed the cut. Don't even really want to talk about it. Let's just move on to this week. Let's go to the Valero Texas Open. Kind of a golf course that's kind of blah. I feel like on the PGA Tour, when I did the preview show on Sunday, nothing really stuck out as far as things you really want to look for. It just does seems like, just looking at guys who have been winning this tournament, it seems like they've been trending with their ball striking coming in. Just hitting it really solid tee to green, not necessarily putting all that great, but just that's really what's the name of the game is at TPC San Antonio. It's a really difficult ball strikers golf course, especially when the wind is up. So I got a couple guys who have been hitting the ball pretty well tee to green overall for the last couple of weeks or so coming into this event. Some of them with a chance to play into Augusta National that I like for one and done this week. So why don't we start first with KH Lee? And, a lot of his recent form is basically masked because he had a really terrible showing at the Players Championship where he lost 7 strokes tee to green, of course, over 2 rounds. But in the other 3 tournaments that he's played around that, he gained 6 strokes tee to green at the Cognizant Classic, where he got a top 10 there. He gained 4.1 at Valspar, and he gained 4.9 last week at the Houston Open. So, if you throw out the Players Championship disastrous performance right there, he's been hitting the ball pretty good. He's a 2-time winner in Texas, proven winner in the PGA Tour. Maybe an under the radar one and done pick this week for you with KH Lee. Number 4, let's go with Lucas Glover. Fits the bill of like a Corey Connors type who has really good tee to green numbers, can't putt a lick. Seems like that hot putter that we saw last time where he won 2 times has gone away now. But, a couple weeks ago, he got an 11th place finish at the Valspar. That was a pretty good showing for him. And he's just hitting the ball great, like he usually is. He's got a great track record at TPC San Antonio, a bunch of top 10s, a bunch of top 20s for you. So again, maybe somebody that might be a little bit of an under radar pick for one and done, considering it's not that deep of a field. Maybe go with Lucas Glover, horses for courses here. With your one and picks. Number 3, let's go to Keith Mitchell. And I understand this guy has been a complete bum for a lot of people over the last couple of weeks. Either the fact that he was popular and just bombed, or he choked in the wrong spots. I get it, but I feel like, at least when I bet him outright, I thought his outright number at 75-1 was a little low, considering he played very well at Cognizant, played very well at Mexico. He was doing pretty well at the Players Championship until he hit it in a bush. Coincidentally enough, my co-host was near him at the time. Maybe he mushed him at that point, and that's why Keith Mitchell kind of sucked from there, and obviously blowing a 54-hole lead at the Valspar. But, pretty good track record here. He's got a top 20 finish, I think, last year at this event, hitting the ball great. And, seems like a lot of his issues have been with the putter. That's de-emphasized a little bit at this place, especially with guys coming in, at Valero. As long as they're really hitting the ball well, they're going to be in the mix. And Keith Mitchell has been one of the best ball strikers so far in the PGA Tour this year. Maybe we make him your one and done pick this week. Number 2, Matt Fitzpatrick. He's been really up and down, played pretty well at the Cognizant Classic, did not play well at Bay Hill, and then came back the following week when everybody wrote him off and played really well at the Players. The overall ball striking numbers for him have been very up and down, but I like the fact that they talked a lot about the Players, how he was, struggling with the driver and didn't realize that there were weights in it. And then all of a sudden took the weights out and he's driving it really well again. I always like hearing that something has changed with somebody, like a variable that maybe changes their future trajectory. Maybe Matt Fitzpatrick is going to finally start putting together a couple, consistent finishes in a row. If he does show up pretty well, obviously the ball striking has been a little better for him. And when it gets windy, he's great around the green. So maybe make Matt Fitzpatrick a one and done pick. He's my number 2 pick, but my official one and done pick, which has been slumping. So maybe take this with a grain of salt, but I'm going to go with Harris English this week. I just like looking at his recent form coming in. It just reminds me a lot of what he was doing back in 2021, stringing a lot of really good finishes in a row, hitting the ball very well overall. If you look at just his recent form coming in, it's been really stellar. 17th at the Phoenix Open, 7th at Riviera, 21st at API, 19th at the Players Championship. The iron play has been really good. He's been driving it a lot better too. Really good around the green, that if it gets kind of windy conditions, that's going to help you. even though the course history here, he makes a lot of cuts, but he hasn't really been too much in the mix. I just like his form coming in and what he's rolling with. And I think he's going to have a little better showing this week and maybe contend for the win before the Masters. So thank you for watching my one and done video for this week. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast on Spotify and Apple. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We give free content every single week. Follow us on Twitter or X and follow us on TikTok. We're putting out content there too. And with that, good luck with your bets this week at Valero, and good luck with your one and done picks for the 2024 Valero Texas Open.